walk it up.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
This is going to be so good.
20-yard line.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
3 and outs to start.
All right.
Let's get the show started.
Each team has touched the ball twice, and you see the disparity in total offense. FAU, couple of 3 and outs, just 4 yards total as they take over now from their own 20. I'll certainly miss their leading receiver, Omari Hayes, who suffered a hamstring injury in practice on Wednesday. Zuberi Mobley gets the call to start this drive, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. More of the same so far, LD, from this UTSA defense.
Yeah, this defense, they're predicated by being aggressive up front. These guys have to get off blocks, and when they can do that, the linebackers can feed. And here it is. If you hold the ball a little bit too long, Ted, this defensive front can get to you and get home.
Flag is down as Mobley darts to the 25. Let's check the marker from behind the play.
There's no foul for illegal formation. 3rd down.
Okay, so it'll be 3rd and 5 for FAU. Trying to pick up their first down of the game.
Now, this offensive line, it's a tough go. You know, 4 of the 5 offensive linemen are newcomers. So again, you can't always get that continuity in the first 5-6 games of the season. It takes a little bit more. So these guys are still learning on the fly. This is a tough down and distance here.
Officially 3rd and 6. Fancher has the first down and more. Cam Fancher with a jetpack inside the 20 and still going to the end zone for the touchdown. A 76-yard explosion by the FAU quarterback.
Oh, my goodness. That was outstanding. Outstanding. What a great call. You're thinking he's dropped back? No, it's a quarterback draw all the way. And I thought right here he was going to get popped. But like you said, Ted, he kicked in the afterburners, and now it turns into a foot race. But you forget how physically strong he is. The ability to run that far and still have enough momentum and strength to get into the end zone. His foot looks okay to me.
Torn ligaments or not.
Incredible.
Wow. Wow. I mean, there was serious concern early in the week if Fancher would even be able to go, and now he just ripped off the longest run of the year for FAU. Suarez with the extra point. FAU in front. Thanks to a lightning strike from Cam Fancher, and you better believe he gets to wear the chain after a play like that.
You want to galvanize a team, and you want to get an entire team to rally behind you. One, play hurt, okay? Second of all, put the team on your back and then go down the field like he just did. That's the type of stuff that will build people that will run through a wall for you at a quarterback position. And I'm telling you what, man, he's fun to watch. I know he's not 100%, but, dude, I'm telling you, this kid is legit.
Tom Herman and the rest of his staff were so impressed by Fancher's toughness this week. He was literally in a boot on Monday, didn't practice, but then, as Herman put it, he gritted his teeth for 2 hours a day, practiced every single day the rest of this week to get ready for the game.
It's incredible, and sometimes, you know what, you find out who's a gamer. And make no mistake about it, Fancher is a gamer.
From a couple of 3-and-outs to their first down and a touchdown on a 76-yard run by Fancher. And UTSA has it from the 25. LD, one more look at the touchdown, and how about the block, as we'll see from Zuberi Mobley, his running back, lower right hand of the screen.
Well, it takes the skilled players and receivers sometimes just to make key blocks, and that was the key one there. And how many times have we seen long runs at any level? The next level blocking are the ones that can spring your quarterback, your running back, of whomever down the field. And it takes everybody to do their part. What a fantastic play there for the Owls.
How can the Roadrunners respond? Give it to Brandon Hyde Jr. for the first time. And he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. The redshirt freshman from Spring, Texas, just north of Houston.
Yeah, this offense historically used to be really good on first downs. And when they've been able to run the ball in years past, it sets them up in second and short. And so then they were able to throw the ball downfield, but they've been predictable on first down. This defense loading up against the run.
McCown stepping up. He could not find the escape hatch this time. Jacob Merrifield brings him down. A loss of a yard, and it's 3rd and 11.
You got to love the adjustment by the Owls defense, okay? We got hit with that a couple of times with the quarterback getting out. Now we're going to keep the lane integrity in the pass rush and keep him from squirting out. It's a great job. The coverage is the same, but the technique for the pass rush is just tightened down just a little bit.
FAU brings the blitz. McCown down the seam. Oscar Cardenas, the veteran tight end, with the first down. Big gain on the play into FAU territory.
Ted, over the years, Cardenas has been one of the best in running this little seam. As a tight end, he's such a big target. 6'4", 265 pounds. That's an outstanding throw by McCown.
That went for 30 yards. Now it's high, tumbling ahead to the 42. Pick up a 4. And that brings us to the end of one here in San Antonio. Cam Fancher and FAU with the lead here on UTSA's homecoming as both teams start the second half of their seasons.
12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
That's how I get by.
We'll start the second quarter here in San Antonio. UTSA trailing FAU 7-3. McCown the deep shot. And Patrick Overmeyer hauls it in for the touchdown. A 42-yard bomb from McCown to the redshirt freshman. It's Overmeyer's first career touchdown.
Wow, this is a fantastic play. They go to the 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. You're not expecting Overmeyer to run the deepest route. And I almost thought McCown waited too late to throw this pass, but look at the acrobatic adjustment and makes the play on the ball. You talk about a shot in the arm this offense needed. That was it right there, Ted.
Sandell with the extra point, and UTSA reclaims the lead. Ted Emmerich, LaDarren McClain, our entire crew here in San Antonio. So one big pass to a tight end before the end of the first quarter, and then to start the second quarter, another deep pass to the other tight end.
Well, you see that little deep move at the top of the route. It looks like it was going to be a flood to the wide side of the field. All along, they're setting up the throwback pass to the tight end. But you got to understand personnel. Overmeyer is one of the more fleet-footed tight ends in this group. They've got 4. And he's the one that can run those deep routes across the defense. Excellent design in the play call and a gutsy time to make it work.
Jeff Traylor, Justin Burke, his offensive coordinator, told us this week, LD, we might have to lean on our tight ends in the passing game even more than usual. No Devin McEwen today, leads the team in catches at the receiver position, and they love the potential of Overmeyer. He was a quarterback in high school. By the way, also a cousin of Kyle Rudolph, the former Notre Dame star, spent 12 years in the NFL, most notably with the Vikings.
How about that? I think Rudolph, he'd be really impressed with that route. What he did at the top of that route, it's tough to get receivers to do that, Ted. It's the setting it up, right? You set that route up and get that defensive back there, and then he just took off and sprint and make a heck of a play.
Xavier Terrell replacing Milan Tucker, who's injured on kick returns today. And Terrell crosses the 25. FAU has it from the 27.
Boy, just like that, these offenses seem like they're going to have trouble against these defenses. And bang, like that, these two offenses have exploded.
Yeah, after there was no explosion whatsoever the first 2 drives for FAU. Went 3 and out. And Cam Fancher erupted for that 76-yard touchdown run on a scramble. Fancher fires and almost intercepted by Zay Frazier. He was that close to his 3rd pick of the year.
Yeah, this is one of the times Fancher locked in on the receiver. Got to recognize the coverage. It's a single high safety, so a lot of times they're going to play and disguise the coverage, and that's exactly what they do. They play zone. He's expecting man and didn't see that undercutting defender there. He's lucky that one wasn't going the other way.
I saw Caleb Coombs was the intended target. Coombs led Marshall in receptions last year when Cam Fancher was his quarterback. Mobley can't turn the corner, lost a yard, and it's 3rd and 11 for the Owls.
You just figure which one of these offenses can get their running game established is going to have the upper hand. Right now, they're relying on so many big plays. Yes, Fancher did race the other way for a touchdown, but it's the consistency of the running game. Neither one of these teams have found it just yet. They're having to lean heavily on the passing game.
If you're UTSA here, LD, you got to worry about containing Fancher on 3rd and long, right?
That's right. You'll see these rushing lanes get tightened down just a little bit here.
They send 3 with a spy, and Fancher's pass is incomplete, but a flag in the secondary. Dominique Henry, the intended receiver, and Frazier was in coverage.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. Ball's placed at the spot at the foul. Automatic, first down.
So move the sticks as Frazier is the culprit.
He's trying to plead his case. Let's see. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, they're kind of grabbing. They're both going at him. Yeah, you can't pull them like that. I know it was kind of light, but anytime you see that jersey tug, those back judges and those side officials are going to call that every single time.
So Barry Mobley remains the back here. And Mobley has it. Oh, darting through the hole. Mobley with a lot of juice. Inside the UTSA 30. And knocked out by safety Elliott Davison. Big run by Zuberi Mobley, the native of Brooklyn.
Now you just got to keep hitting your head up against the wall. If you want to make this running game go, sometimes you're going to have ugly runs. But if you keep doing it, you'll get gashed like this. You can find a crease, and that's what they're doing. This offense runs for about 4.7 yards per carry, and it's about 5th in the American Conference in rushing overall. So they've got the potential. It's just a matter of how long they want to stick with it.
35 yards for Mobley there. Yeah, instead of running up the middle, how about try that outside zone a little bit? Now Fancher to the sideline, and the catch is made. There is Caleb Coombs, his former teammate at Marshall, now teammate at FAU.
That's a nice throw by Fancher. That was in rhythm. It was on time, and here they go with a little up-tempo, trying to catch this defense in a look they like.
First completion of the game for Fancher. Now scrambles inside the 15 for a couple. And Owen Pee-wee is down for UTSA. We'll step aside. The sixth-year senior Jamori Robinson was shaken up for UTSA before the timeout. The new edge rusher taking over for Trey Moore, who transferred to Texas in the offseason. So Robinson, hopefully he's okay. But on the sideline here, 2nd and 9 with FAU in the red zone. Campbell around the edge. And Campbell's inside the 10, close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and short as Davison made the hit.
Yeah, here we go. This is big boy football now. Now they've got the guards and the tackles. They're pulling, and they found a little bit of success running off tackle here.
Campbell again, this time up the gut. Diving for the 6, needed the 5. And it's 4th down for FAU.
Yeah, they just have not had much room running right up the middle. I think you made a great point. I think they got to go to the outside just a little bit. Give these guys a little bit more time to set up these blocks up front.
What do you think of this decision going for it?
I think you keep the ball in Fancher's hands. I think you set it up with the read option look and then give him an RPO chance. Coach Herman trying to call a timeout here for group.
Getting his steps in, running down the sideline.
I'm telling you.
To call the timeout.
Yeah, you got all that beef in the middle of this defense. Brandon Brown, we talked about him at the beginning of the broadcast. These guys are huge. It's not many defensive linemen averaging 300 pounds per man. UTSA has one of the bigger ones, especially in the American Conference. So that's like hitting your head up against a wall. You're not going to get too much success. So you've got to bounce it out. Make these defensive ends have to step up and make the play. But to your point, I think if you're FAU, I think this is a one-pass option with your best offensive weapon, which is your quarterback at this moment. Get him out in the open field and then let him make a decision real quickly.
And Fancher will have both backs alongside him, it looks like. Mobley and Campbell. 4th and a yard, FAU going for it. On the doorstep of the end zone. Smith goes in motion. Fancher keeps, slings, it's incomplete. He wanted Mobley. Ken Robinson was draped on him. And UTSA comes up with a stop.
Yeah, this defense, well, they knew exactly what was coming. It was like they kind of listened to me almost. And here it is. It's the play that you want. But the defense with the pressure, it makes the pass get a little bit off the mark. That's a tough catch, even for a wide receiver, let alone a running back, Mobley. And that's a big play for the Roadrunners defense. They needed to get off the field, keep them from scoring as well.
That's a good sign for Ken Robinson, too, dealing with injuries to both hamstrings this year. The coaches were saying this week, he's not flying around the way we know that he can. Made a play there against Mobley for the turnover on downs. McCown from his own end zone, and it's intercepted by Jaden Williams. His first pick of the year, and he's marked out of bounds at the 3. So FAU will have it right back deep in UTSA territory, thanks to the takeaway by the guy they call Jay Will.
And this pass is late. They're playing cover 2. That pass got to go now. And you wait just a little bit too long and hang it up. I don't care what league you're in. The safety is going to come over the top and make the play. That's their 7th interception of the season as a team. And what better time to do it now? And it sets their offense up, knocking on the door.
A rule to step out of bounds at the 3. So he clearly was able to dive in, but marked out at the 3.
Yeah, that's that hole throw they talk about. You got to throw it in that hole. No air has to be on that pass. I mean, you've got to whip that thing in there.
The previous play of the runner being out of bounds prior to crossing the goal line is under further review.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I'd love to get a closer look at that to see if he actually did step out.
I'm right there with you. I thought the way that he hit that pylon, the way where he launched from, here it is.
It'll be tough from this angle to see.
Oh, man, that right foot.
There's no way to tell from there.
It's tough to tell because you've got Dan Dishman kind of blocking that right foot. That's the foot in question right there at about the 3-yard line. So
that's a question. If you could get the angle from behind the play. Let's see. Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's see this. Check that right foot as Dishman comes to try to knock him out. Oh, might be just cropped there.
Yeah, tough to tell with that.
There's again, the ruling is on the field. He was knocked out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds there at the 3. You got to have clear and obvious, indisputable video evidence to overturn that call and rule this a touchdown.
It's awfully close. It is so close, man. You know what makes it bad? He's got white shoes. That sideline is white. It's really tough to any angle that you can kind of get. It's still a heck of a play. The fact that he read that play, read the pass, and the effort to try to get in the end zone.
I mean, it's awfully close, but based on that, you can't overturn the call.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either, unless they're getting some different looks, which I don't think they are. Talk about momentum shifting so quickly. You know, the defense for UTSA comes up, makes a heck of a play, and on the very next play, we're dealing with this.
After the review, the ruling on the field stands. 1st and goal, FAU.
I think that's the right call. I think that's the safe call that you got to make. Here we go.
Yeah, Tom Herman said it last night, LD. We know when we step off the bus, we are in for a fight against UTSA. We're wounded, they're wounded. Can we punch back?
Yeah.
FAU is doing that.
I think so. I think it is. It's just a battle of wills in this game, like we talked about at the beginning. It's week in and week out. You got to pick yourself up when you've been knocked down a couple of times.
So 1st and goal at the 3 for the Owls. Fancher keeps it, trying to stay upright. He is devoured. It's Brandon Brown again. His 2nd sack.
There he is, 6'2", 320 pounds. He's almost unblockable, but the penetration from outside starts this whole thing. Owen Pee-wee, the outside linebacker, getting the penetration first. And then you got the big daddy in the middle cleaning things up. This defense good at all levels, Ted.
And Brown is listed at 320. Let's
right?
weigh him again. He is a colossus. Loss of 7, 2nd and goal from the 10. Fancher into the flat. Campbell sheds 1 tackle, and he's dragged down by Christian Clayton, who's playing more than ever, replacing Joe Evans, who suffered a knee injury against East Carolina a few weeks ago.
Yeah, this is a great play by Dawson. First, that guy right there, Elliott Dawson, 6, he's the first one. But then look at the hustle from the big boy on the outside. Christian Clayton, he's 335 and running guys down.
Now 3rd and goal from the 6. Fancher hitting the backfield, retreating, on the roll now. Fancher eyeing the end zone, and he dives in for the touchdown. Cam Fancher does it with his wheels again.
When you've got an X factor at quarterback, this defense almost can never really be right. I think this defense does everything possible. They've got guys covered, but they can't cover that long. And the tendency is to stick with the receivers. You're not expecting the quarterback to go back there and make a miracle, but this is exactly what he does. He extends the play, and he's an outstanding athlete to begin with, and it's just a sheer of wills, right? He just gets himself into the end zone. That's incredible.
Morgan Suarez tacks on the extra point. You don't have to worry about that foot injury now, as it was all set up by Jaden Williams' first interception of the season. Fancher back in the end zone, and FAU is back on top. A little bit of a seesaw game breaking out here on UTSA's homecoming from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Ted Emmerich, LeGarrette McClain, our entire crew. That guy showing the birds up. It is all about Cam Fancher, CJ Campbell and company, FAU back in front, 14-10. As Fancher with a couple of touchdown runs, one from 76 yards, the latest, just a ridiculous scramble for 6 yards and a touchdown.
You know, we always have the tendency of a quarterback going for 300 yards, 70+% completion percentage. Give me a quarterback that plays football. The game on the field calls for him just to make plays, right? And it may come outside of the fabric of the offense. I don't care how you get it done, just get it done. I think that's what we're seeing on the other side of his game from Cam Fancher.
I saw his numbers. He's completed 2 passes today.
Yeah.
And he has a career high in rushing yards and touchdowns already in this first half. One more look at his second score.
So his pocket presence is off the charts, first of all. But then he's able just to extend plays. He can fill the rush. And this here is saying, hey, I know I'm going to get hit, but I'm going to put my team on my back, and I'm going to sell out and get it in. I'm telling you, he is winning over player after player, if he hadn't already, player after player on that sideline doing things like that.
Maybe he should just keep the chain on when he comes back out onto the field.
Just tuck it in.
Yeah.
Just tuck it in his pads, you know?
A lot of people do that. Here's the toss.
Oh, hello.
And Henderson takes a huge hit from Eddie Williams, the 6th-year senior at linebacker. It's a gain of 2.
Boy, that was a pop right there. This is how you play linebacker at home, folks. Scrape and feel. That's exactly what you have to do.
McCown, incomplete. He wanted Cardenas. And Jaden Williams, who had the interception on the previous drive, had the coverage. So 3rd and 8, just like that, for Owen McCown and UTSA.
And now you're going to have to go to that bag of tricks because 3rd and 8, it's not favorable for the offense. This defense can play anything they want. They can bring any kind of pressure. And that's why you're seeing a look here from McCown to get the look. And you hope you can guess right when the ball is snapped what the defense is doing.
The 2 slot receivers for the Roadrunners are tight ends, Cardenas and Houston Thomas. On 3rd down, McCown looking for Thomas, a bobble, and he couldn't hang on. He was surrounded by Jaden Williams and Eddie Williams, no relation. They combined for the breakup, and Jaden Williams hobbles off.
Well, it looks like they were playing brackets on both inside receivers, which were the tight ends. You see that throw? That's a fantastic pass, but it almost has to be perfect, and you saw just a little bit of a juggle, and then it's knocked away from the defense. It's a good play there by the Owls.
So a 3 and out for the Roadrunners, and Hogan back out to punt. Fallord, he got drilled, and a flag is out, as it should be. Jabari Smith picked it up and advanced it to the 30. You gotta give him a chance to catch it. Davin Martin made the hit for UTSA, and that's a penalty.
That's so dangerous too, right? You're not looking for those guys. They're running full speed. You're trying to get a beat on the ball.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Again, you got to be out of your mind to play special teams first and foremost. But then you got to worry about this. As a punt returner, this is your worst fear. Let's look at it here. Crowd didn't like it. I mean, it's simultaneously there, but it's a bang-bang play. And so with the officials see, it looked like he got there a little bit early.
I think just a hair early there for Martin. Yes, you want him down there. You want him ready to strike. But you got to give the return man a chance to bring it in.
Yeah, you got to let him catch it.
So with the penalty, FAU with excellent field position will start from their own 43.
I like to see this offense on 1st down take their shot. You know, this is where this defense, you run the ball on 1st down multiple times in this first half. Now you've set it up to where they're anticipating that run. You can take your shot now You've got the momentum. It's a too high safety, so more times than not, the middle of this field is going to be open.
Again, a player who usually operates in the middle of the field, Amari Hayes, their leading receiver, out today with the hamstring injury. Well, let's see. They move it to the 41, to be exact. Off the play fake. Fancher takes that shot just like you called for, LD. And it is Hayes' replacement, Caleb Coombs, making the grab inside the 35.
And that's a Tom Herman special. You get the defense and that look, you show them a little bit of that run, you sugar them a little bit, and it makes that safety come up and it's there.
That went for 25. Now Mobley bouncing off Frazier and looping out of bounds with a gain of maybe a yard or two.
You know, we hadn't talked much about Charlie Fry, the offensive coordinator. I think he's doing a masterful job working with what he has, right? You've got banged up players. You've got an offensive line still trying to find themselves a little bit. And then you've got your quarterback that you've always got to try to protect. And what kind of game he's going to bring, I think he's doing exactly what he needs to do here this afternoon.
So Mobley might have a helmet issue after that run. So Campbell comes back in, and Campbell is stopped. Lost a yard thanks to Ronald Triplett and a few of his friends.
And those guys are on scholarship too. And they play pretty good defense. We've seen a battle in the trenches today. The offensive line have won their fair share, but the defensive line has come up and they've done their share too.
3rd and 9.
This is where Coach just left. The defensive coordinator likes to bring some exotic blitz. He may bring the safeties down a little bit. You may see it late, right at the snap.
Instead, just a 3-man rush. Fancher, the pirouette, and the sling out of bounds. Way too tall for Coombs. Right decision there. Robinson the coverage, and it's 4th down. And FAU's in that part of the field where they might consider leaving the offense out there.
Yeah, I think you called it right, Ted. You're in that no man's land, right? A little too far for a field goal. Got to be perfect with the punt. Well, looks like they may take a crack at this field goal.
Instead, with a 50-yard field goal on tap, they use Carter Davis here, who hit one from 51 yards against Wagner a few weeks ago. He's 1 of 3 on the season. He's got the biggest leg on the team.
Yeah, you got perfect conditions inside for sure.
And a timeout for the Owls.
Charge time. FAU, they're safe. 30 seconds.
So more time to contemplate for Tom Herman and his staff.
Yeah, I've always felt that Tom Herman is one of the best offensive minds in football. Not necessarily college, in football. I think the way that he sees the game, the way he gets his offenses to play at a certain tempo, the way he can find things against an opposing defense.
Yeah, he's back here in the state of Texas. He is so familiar with the Lone Star State. It's time with the Longhorns. It's time with the Cougars. An assistant at Texas State, at Rice, also at Sam Houston. Says that he actually got to see his daughter Priya in person this weekend. Priya is a student at UT, which has a pretty big game later tonight.
A little bit, little scrimmage tonight.
A little bit. Game day there for Texas and Georgia. So the decision is to try the field goal. Carter Davis from 50. And Davis connects.
No doubt.
Plenty of leg from Carter Davis. And the lead grows to 7 for FAU.
Yeah, that's what they want to do, right? All these coaches want to end drives with kicks, not punts, but kicks.
And they end with a kick that results in 3 points this time. 17-10 lead for FAU.
Welcome to the shootout in Texas.
Standing on business, ready for revenge. It's the sweetest victory, and that's a win. I'll be right there to catch me if I fall.
Massive weekend just up I-35 from where we are here in San Antonio. We'll just hang out in Austin.
Might as well.
I mean, can we find a hotel room? That's the question.
No, I think that's gone, yeah.
Texas, Georgia tonight on ABC. F1 tomorrow. U.S. Grand Prix. Here, a battle in the American Conference. Two teams that are trying to turn their seasons around. FAU, UTSA, both with identical records. Both know they have to win 4 of their last 6 to reach a bowl game. And we see the numbers, LD, for Owen McCown, UTSA's quarterback so far. He started 6 of 8, but he's 2 for his last 6.
And that's been ineffective in the running game. They're having to rely too much on the passing game, but this defense is taking some things away.
And nothing doing on the ground on first down. Bryce Langston makes the tackle on Robert Henry.
And see, now you're seeing the Roadrunners get a little predictable on first down. First down is the best down at any level to take your shot, or any passing kind of play that you want is on first down. Now when you don't have a positive play there, it sets you up behind the chains. You're 2nd and long.
Give it to Barnes up the middle. Ran into a wall. It's going to be 3rd and long. So Henry denied, Barnes denied. Chris Jones made the tackle this time.
And this is where the Roadrunners have gotten in trouble this season. They've been outscored in the second quarter, 61-48. It's not a huge difference, but it's enough in the course of these tight games that they've been in. They've had to come from behind time after time, and not being multi-dimensional, being only one-dimensional, it makes it easy for the defense to key in on.
McCown adjusting the play. The helmet communication is shut off by this point, under 15 on the play clock. Blitz up the middle. McCown, the deep shot. Look out! Jaden Williams has his 2nd interception of the game. Carpenter, the intended receiver. Williams, another nice return. Williams inside the 30. How about inside the 20 and down to the 15? Jaden Williams is a ball magnet for FAU.
He's just sitting back there playing center field. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. Once again, the quarterback's mistake here. You can't hang that pass up. I don't think he recognized what the defense was doing. This safety in the middle of the field, Jaden Williams just sitting there, baiting him to throw, and then you can see the activity after the INT. And once again, this offense working on the door inside the red zone of the Roadrunners.
Cam Fancher's been wearing the chain after his 2 touchdowns. Jaden Williams gets to wear the chain with 2 interceptions.
Absolutely. Yeah, hand that thing over.
A 41-yard return this time from Jaden Williams. Oh, give him the chain now. Come on, man.
He said, hey, what are y'all doing?
Immediate red zone opportunity for the Owls. Yet again, thanks to Jaden Williams. Mobley bouncing to the edge and taken down by Jamari Robinson. It's a loss of 3.
Yeah, Tim. Robinson's such a good outside contained defender. He's a physical specimen, 6'5", 250. And when you're that big, you're not supposed to run like that. But that's exactly what he does. He sets that edge of the defense. So tough to get around number 8.
Coaches say that Robinson is just more locked in on and off the field. Used to be a player who would miss classes. He would be late to practice, but he understands the opportunity, and he's taking advantage of it this year. Fancher sets up the screen. Mobley has it. And hit by Ken Robinson out of bounds inside the 10. That brings up 3rd and about 5.
Oh, I just love this play. They've got the receivers crossing, and you've got guys going across your face as a defender. Somebody didn't take the running back, and he just slips out into the flat, and he's wide open. Good play design there, just trying to neutralize the speed of the defense, make them overcommit. and then you can slip your running back in behind them for a nice gain.
3rd and 4 officially. FAU just 2 of 6 on 3rd down today. Fancher wires it. That's caught by the tight end Sullivan right at the sticks. It should be 1st and goal for FAU.
Nice physical catch there by Sullivan. You got to make these contested catches. You get down here by the goal line.
Al's right back over the ball. Give it to Campbell, and he spun down. And lost a half yard there. Owen Pee Wee was in the mix for UTSA.
These guys are so tough down around this end. You got to kind of go to those back pages of your playbook. You got to pull something out because they're hunkered down. So big, so physical, this defensive front 7. You got to get some misdirection going. You've got to attack them on the perimeter if you can.
LTM with you. Maybe get Fancher on the move again like they have previously. Like right here on the sprint out. Fancher, the sidearm, incomplete. George Johnson III, the 6th-year senior, couldn't come up with it near the pylon, and it's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that's the one thing, though, Ted. When you sprint the quarterback out to the boundary, the sideline becomes that extra defender. So that receiver can't really go anywhere. So that's a timing throw. And when he held it a little bit longer than he wanted, it was just a matter of not making a mistake at that point.
3rd and goal. Fancher has Mobley and Campbell next to him. Campbell motions out. Fancher lost the football. Had it knocked out of his hands. And UTSA has recovered. Osiris Simon comes out of it with the football. Enormous takeaway for the Roadrunners.
Oh, man, if the quarterback had a split second, he's got a receiver, Jabari Smith, wide open in the back of the end zone. There he is, but the defense comes through with the strip. And you said it, Ted, that was monumental for this defense just to get another takeaway. There he is, Osiris Simon. He's another one of these guys that's a mountain of a man. I had a chance last time I was here to walk down there on the field to shake his hand, and I swear I was looking at a giant. And he comes up with a huge play there to knock it.
And give Osiris Simon the sledgehammer to bang the triangle of toughness. You got the turnover and touchdown chain on the other sideline. You got the 2-0 triangle of toughness for UTSA. McCown hits Chris Carpenter for a 1st down to start the drive. And he's across the 25 with a gain of 15.
There you go, Ted. That's that 1st down throw. That's what you got to take what the defense is going to give you. They're going to give you the short outside pass to the flat. You got to take advantage of it.
3 minutes to go, clock rolling here. UTSA has all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. Or warning if you prefer. McCown to the sideline and incomplete. Just a little bit wide of his target. He was aiming for Willie McCoy, who was in the coverage of Bucks Brown.
Yeah, that's where you'd like to see McCoy sharpen that comeback a little bit sharper. Come back at a better angle because that'll give the quarterback more room to make that pass and bring you more to the football. That's the little things with the offensive passing game.
Screen for Brandon High Jr. And High with a crease. A 1st down across the 40-yard line. Eddie Williams with the tackle.
Yeah, it's all about saving it. Justin Burke saving this play to when he absolutely needed it. That's a great call.
McCown over the middle, and it's J.T. Clark with his 1st catch of the year and 1st catch in a couple of years. And Clark immediately hobbling off. Oh, my goodness, not again. Clark, the former All-Conference USA pick from a few years ago, tore his ACL in 2022, needed a 2nd surgery last year. The rehab has been so slow going, and you see the reaction from Jeff Traylor, his head coach. Here we go again.
Yeah, it's just it's hard to watch sometimes because these kids work so hard to get back There it is. He thought he was okay, and then he tried to get up. And, man, I've been there. I've torn my ACL twice, and I know the road to recovery is you got to want it. And this young man has fought to get back, and you just hate to see that. Such an outstanding player.
LD, he played 20 snaps against East Carolina in the conference opener, came out of it very sore, didn't play last week against Rice. They were hopeful this week. They've mixed him in. They threw him a ball in the end zone we saw earlier, and now with his first catch in 2 years, he heads to the tent. Man. Final play before the 2-minute timeout. McCown is taken down, a sack. Marlon Bradley, the sixth-year senior from Deltona, Florida, sends us to the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
FAU leads by a touchdown here in San Antonio. Roadrunners hoping to put something together here at the end of the half. Ted Emmerich, LaDarren McClain with you. We saw JT Clark just hobble off after his first catch in 2 seasons. He's missed 5 games this year, working his way back from the knee injury. David Amador hasn't played all year. Willie McCoy missed last week. McEwen and Allen out today with injuries they suffered against Rice. McCown sacked again. Jacob Merrifield this time. I mean, UTSA's injury list as FAU calls a timeout. They could fill up a hospital ward at Methodist here in San Antonio.
You know, it's the one thing, and as much as I love this game, I hate that aspect of it because you just lose so many great kids, so many fantastic football players. Some teams can overcome it, Tim. But in this case, it has been a struggle for these Roadrunners at key positions. And you're looking at number one. To me, 2 years ago, I thought he was the best, one of the top receivers in the country. I'm not kidding, just because of the physical nature of what he can do and then his ability to add to the team. I just hate to see it.
Huge targets, so physical. I mean, those teams with Frank Harris, of course, you saw UTSA just about every week, 2021, 2022. you couldn't guard JT Clark.
No, you couldn't. They had Sakari Franklin. He was out there as well. It was the lethals in offense that you can see in the country. Now they've had to reinvent themselves a little bit. They've got to find what works. They're struggling to do that. They've got a chance here.
Blitz on 3rd and 14. Tunnel screen. Willie McCoy with the first down. He's a burner. Broke a tackle. And he's inside the 25, out of bounds. Bugs Brown chased him out. How about that on 3rd and 14?
It's fantastic. McCown knows he's got to get hit. He's got to be courage, have the courage and stay in there. And it's a great design play. You get the defense to fight, and then you slip the screen in behind the pressure.
Again, UTSA wondered if they would even have McCoy today, coming off a knee injury. McCown trying to scramble, searching for a lane, and he picks up 3 yards to the 20. Marlon Bradley wrapped him up. Again, all 3 timeouts in the back pocket for UTSA. Under 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. No need to panic. Run your offense. You're already an up-tempo tight team, but you got to be efficient here. Even though with the timeouts, even though with how you run plays, you got to be efficient. You got to make these yards count.
And the Roadrunners will have the ball to start the second half. McCown lasers it. Oh, skipped it in.
Had him.
Had an open Patrick Overmeyer, who has UTSA's touchdown today.
Yeah, he had him. Those are the types of plays. You're not going to get many of those. Wide open in the middle of the field. That's an easy throw. This kid has made these passes in his sleep, and he knows it. But that's playing quarterback, right? You're not always going to be on your A game. He's got 2 interceptions. He's got to forget about that. He's got to come back, and the next pass has to be his best throw.
Can UTSA convert again on 3rd down?
All right, this defense is kind of telling you what they're going to do.
Play clock running down here, and the Roadrunners have to burn one of those timeouts.
Charge timeout. UTSA, their first 30 seconds.
So 2 remaining for UTSA. Coming up at halftime, Maria Tribal Piece will have the top plays of the week all around the American Conference, not just in football. Scores from today as the second half of the season gets underway. Army keep it rolling against East Carolina. I'll give you the details on that, the other games in the league, and the highlights and stats from our game. All right, Ali, so what are you looking for here on 3rd down for UTSA?
Well, I'm going to have 2 plays called because this defense has shown that they're going to show you a man look, and then they go to zone, and then vice versa. So I'm going to have 2 plays called, and then I'm going to run what I think the defense is going to do, not pre-snap, but post-snap. And here, it's a 2 high safety look. Okay, they're showing you zone, but I've got to have a man-beater type play just in case they shift when the ball's snapped.
Swing it. Henry has the first down, and he's dragged down at the 10.
Yeah, there you go.
Clock stops momentarily with the first down.
Yeah, this is it, right? He recognized it. He said, okay, there's nobody really covering the running back. That's a long way for the linebacker to get there. Great decision.
To the end zone. Jamel Hardy, did he get a foot down? Yes, he did. It's a touchdown. The redshirt freshman with his 2nd touchdown of his young career.
Like I said, your next pass as a quarterback has to be your best one. I think this is an absolute dime. It's the only place he can put it. It's that back shoulder fade. You just want to throw it to where your guy can go up and get 1 foot in, and he clearly does and takes it to the ground. We talked about the injuries. We talked about the receivers being out. It is literally next man up, and sometimes it may come in the form of a redshirt freshman in Hardy.
No Devin McEwen, no DJ Allen today. Enter Jamel Hardy, the Dallas native. Just his 4th catch of the season. And it's his 2nd touchdown as UTSA has tied the score.
Been a fun first half. I mean, it's been a little bit of everything. We've seen these defenses make great plays. We've seen the offenses respond, Ted. We've seen some great individual efforts, and we've seen some unsung heroes start to come up, and Hardy's the latest of that group, coming up, making a play when his team needed to make it.
Jeff Traylor said this week, man, he is so talented, Jamel Hardy, but he is learning. There are moments in practice where you just shake your head, and that's going to happen with a redshirt freshman. But the talent is undeniable, that the coaching staff is trusting him more and more. Kind of have to with the injuries in that group, and Hardy comes up big there.
You got to grow up on the job, and that's sometimes football, right? Nobody's going to feel sorry for you because you've got injuries. Hey, well, they've got injuries too. And so you've got to continue to keep this thing going. That's why you recruit. That's why you get these guys into fall camps and then summer to get them ready to go.
Touchback here as FAU takes it. 46 seconds, no timeouts remaining.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Harmon wants to do. You know, a lot of times in these 2-minute offenses like this, the first play will tell you a lot, right? You either hand it off, that's really a sign that said, hey, we're going to lick our chops. We like being 17-17. We're going to regroup. But if you can get something going on this play, that may ignite them to speed up and see if they can take a couple of shots, maybe get down the field here.
FAU does run it with C.J. Campbell and tackled inbounds by Ken Robinson. So maybe there's your answer. Oh, no.
Sometimes it's just one of those years, man. I mean, you get these injury bugs sometimes, and it just hits you, and you never really can recover. Here it is. You're just trying to make the play. There he is. When you stretch out like that and shoulder gets pulled out, it's, again, you've made that play time and time again. And if you just do it a little bit the wrong way, man, it can hurt you.
So Ken Robinson remains down after making that tackle.
This game's hard. You know, Coach Traylor said it in his press conference this week, man. This game is hard. Life is hard. And kudos to the teams that can make those runs, go undefeated, win a conference title, get to the bowl game, or in this case this year, get to the playoffs and have a chance. It is so hard week in and week out because the physical nature of this game, it is not for the faint-hearted. We take it for granted. It's good to see them up.
Robinson needs a lot of help. JT Clark earlier, now Robinson, the only returning starter this year in the secondary for UTSA. The hits just keep on coming.
Yeah. Now you've got to get these freshmen into the game now, and they've got to grow up in a hurry. And they're going to be put in situations that they just haven't been in yet. They've got to see it for real time. And you've got Jamarius Lewis into the game, Elijah Newell. He's one of these freshmen too that will come in.
And FAU lets the clock run out here. So all square at 17 at the half here in San Antonio. Two teams that really want to kickstart their seasons as they start the second half of 2024. Owen McCown a couple of touchdown passes. Cam Fancher a couple of touchdown runs for FAU. Tied at 17. Top plays of the week in the American next. Halftime here in San Antonio, FAU and UTSA. It's time for the highlight of your week as we check out all the best highlights from last week in the American. It's Top Plays with Maria Tribal Piece.
Welcome into halftime here in Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal Piece. Fall sports are in full swing around the American Athletic Conference, and you're going to see a variety of them in our top plays today. Let's start with some football, which I hear is supposed to be fun and somewhat creative, and the Owls taking that quite literally in this play right here. You're going to see a quick reverse into a flea flicker, and then Cam Fancher has Wyatt Sullivan wide open in the end zone. Not a single soul to guard him, and he has some confidence after that one right there. Now, creativity in football, how about some resiliency in volleyball? This is South Florida and Tulsa. Resiliency, hard work, grit, determination, all of it plays out in this rally from the Bulls. They're trying to stay at the top of the American Athletic Conference. Look at that dive by Maria Clara Andrade to keep everything going. The Bulls are going to end up winning this point. They'll also stay undefeated in American Conference play. Now, another team that is undefeated on the football field, Army Black Knights. Bryson Daly, we've seen him do a lot of things so far. How about a stiff arm taking it to the end zone? He just looked so strong on this play. You got to watch it again in slow motion. No chance for the UAB defense, just running through everyone. Man, he has been fun to watch this season. Over to the soccer pitch, Memphis leading ECU 1-0 with just 15 minutes to play. The Pirates need a goal to tie. They give it to Caitlin Starr, Dolan Boudrum with the big kick into the back of the net. Oh my goodness, the strength behind that ball. Caitlin Starr, Dolan Boudrum, have yourself a day. Another person who had a great day over the weekend was Matt Sykes from the Rice Owls, along with his quarterback, E.J. Warner. 7 seconds on the clock. Warner launches this one. Sykes coming up with the big catch, even bobbled it a little bit, but holds on. Rice will also hold on to win this game. What a performance for the Owls. If you see a great play around the conference this week, make sure you use the hashtag American Top Plays. I want to hear what you all think will be great to feature next week. Let's get you back out to some halftime fun.
Oh, we've got plenty of halftime fun on the way, Maria, including the scores from around the American. What about Army today at home against East Carolina? We'll check it out next. FAU and UTSA tied at 17 here at the break. Both teams searching for their first conference win of the season. Ted Emmerich, LaDarren McClain with you. Let's take a look around the American today. I tell you what, one of the best stories in all of college football is the play of Army and Navy at the top of the conference standings right now. Yes, it's early, but both ranked for the first time together since 1960. Army blew out East Carolina. Bryson Daly, Captain America at quarterback, a career-high 5 touchdown runs, and Navy's up big on Charlotte at the half.
You know, I love the way that they're getting it done, and the triple option in toughness still plays today. And that's old school football, and they're finding a way to get it done. So this conference is getting turned upside down. As Tulane, they're leading at halftime. They were kind of picked to be the winners of the American, still struggling to try to keep up with Army and Navy.
How cool would it be for Army and Navy to meet twice, back-to-back weeks at the end of the season, once in the American Conference Championship game, followed by the traditional Army-Navy game this year in Landover, Maryland? That could very well happen.
It's magical that could possibly happen, but I think the way these two teams play, we need to get ourselves prepared for that, because that could definitely come to fruition for sure.
And by the way, that's a huge game tonight on ESPNU. North Texas and Memphis, 6:30 Eastern on ESPNU. Coming up, highlights and stats from the first half here in San Antonio. UTSA and FAU knotted up at 17 here at the half. Ted Emmerich, LaDarren McClain with you. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Cam Fancher and FAU went 3 and out their first 2 drives. They did not go 3 and out on their 3rd drive.
Well, I think he answered every question about his foot and his health as he skated 76 yards for a touchdown that was unbelievable that got this offense going.
Owen McCown for UTSA with the deep ball to Patrick Overmeyer, the tight end, with his first career touchdown, much needed for the Roadrunners there. But Jaden Williams has made an impact defensively for FAU with the 2 interceptions.
And that was first of the 2 that you mentioned. And right back, this offense finding a way behind their quarterback, not necessarily throwing, but just showing you some of his athletic ability to get into the end zone. And man, I'm telling you, his pocket presence may have gotten him here because the pressure by Osiris Simon gets the ball, and then right back, here comes the Roadrunners on a big play to Jamel Hardy, and they get in the end zone. And that's how we ended that first half. And I think these 2 teams are just trying to find something. You can see it's kind of lopsided, right? The Owls are running the ball well. Roadrunners are passing it. Can't really find a way either way on the other side there. But the 3rd downs, it looks like 37% for FAU. Incredibly enough, UTSA is at 55%. But, man, they've got to find a way here in this second half to get an extra possession, to get that edge, because right now these 2 teams are playing even, which is what we got on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you can see both teams without their trusted target. Amari Hayes, FAU, for UTSA, Devin McEwen, both injured, and the inconsistency has been apparent. Second half on the way. Homecoming from UTSA. Back in San Antonio, and you're watching The American on ESPN Plus. Tied at 17, Florida Atlantic and UTSA. Both teams at 2-4 overall, 0-2 in American Conference play. Ted Emmerich, LaDarren McClain, our entire crew. Both teams suffering the gut-wrenching losses last week, and yet both have responded to start this game and over the course of that first half. Back and forth affair, and UTSA will have the ball here to start the second half. And they'll have it from the 25. You know, LD, Jeff Traylor said it this week. I mean, this is where teams can crumble. You're 2-4, you lose the way they did in the final seconds against Rice. What have you thought about them overall so far today?
I thought they've competed well. I see a lot of fight. You know, you're seeing guys that are happy to step up and play, and I think they're working with what they got, right? And as long as you got this kid right here in quarterback, he's going to be kind of a neutralizer to things, and I think he's got to have a better second half. This running game has got to pick up for sure.
Henry trying to bang forward, and he picks up a yard there. Beg your pardon, Kevorian Barnes starting the second half at running back, and he picks up 2. Well, we check out both quarterbacks as there is a player down for FAU, Jacob Merrifield. First snap, 2. Third quarter, Merrifield, the redshirt junior. Their D tackle is down. And there's a couple of players down, in fact, for FAU. My goodness. Wendell Fallord, the nickel, is also down. Man. You know, the first half, UTSA had JT Clark go to the 10th. Ken Robinson, the safety at the end of the half. We'll step aside here. Jacob Merrifield needed help getting to the 10. Wendell Fallord walked off under his own power. We'll take a look at the two lefty quarterbacks in this tie game. McCown, 2 touchdowns through the air. Fancher, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Pretty impressive considering he came in with a severe case of turf toe.
Yeah, I think he's looked pretty solid out there.
Henderson spinning. And just another gain of 2 here for UTSA. You know, the Roadrunners thought that they could get something going on the ground in this game, LD. FAU has been gashed on the ground all season long, but UTSA with just 49 yards as a team.
Yeah, FAU at the bottom of the American Conference in rush defense, 12th to be exact. 210 rushing yards per game they allow. And so you figured the math would work out in your favor, but it has not been the case. They've had to rely on passing here offensively for the Roadrunners.
Empty it out from McCown on 3rd down. Airs it out down the seam. It's Houston Thomas inside the 30. Thomas thought he had the game-winning touchdown last week against Rice.
Yeah, they empty the backfield, so it exposes the defenses. And you just think a tight end is not going to be able to run a go route or a seam route up the middle of the defense. He's a little too fast for Jackson Ambush. And so you've got the backside cornerback, which was Cameron Goggins, to come over to make the play. But it was an exceptional throw by McCown.
41 yards. How many of those passes has McCown hit to his tight ends today? Cardenas, Overmeyer, and Thomas as well. Now to the sideline. Oh, McCoy didn't look like he was quite ready for that coming out of his break, LD.
Yeah, it's not sharp. That's the thing. It's the little nuances in this offense. You've got to be precise because that ball is coming out so quickly, and he kind of drifts. It's just an outcut. But you got to be sharp. He can't drift out like that, and McCown's expecting him to be in the spot, and he wasn't there.
Fake it to Henry. Over the top. It's Chris Carpenter. Just shy of the 10-yard line. He beat Cameron Goggins. Once again, McCown on point.
This is an A-plus throw. It's the play-action pass, and RPO look. He's got to just give his guy a chance to make the play. Chris Carpenter snagging that one down. Big play there.
That went for 19. Back to the ground, and Henry squirts ahead to about the 6. Gains 5.
Yeah, and that's the thinking. You got to continue to try to run the ball because you hope these 2 to 3 yard gains can turn into 7, 8, 9 yard gains in this half. And you got to chip away. You got to make this defense stay honest. That's a good pickup on 1st down. Now this opens up your playbook down here in the goal line area.
It was honestly one of their better runs of the day. McCown keeps it this time. And McCown diving for the goal line. He is marked down inside the 1. McCown does pick up the 1st down, I believe.
Yeah, here it is. It's a read option. He reads it perfectly. Now it's just a foot race to get to the... Oh, he almost gets it.
McCown could have picked up the 1st down without scoring the touchdown. That's exactly what he did. 1st and goal now inside the 1. Opening possession of the 2nd half. And over the top. Oh, look out.
Oh, man.
Henry. And you got to be careful there. He's denied.
Oh, my.
Man, he's that close to losing the football as well.
All right, let's take a look at this. You got to be a man down here, and he goes up. What a great play by Eddie Williams. Eddie Williams slides underneath the block, and he just takes the legs out from Henry.
Henry in, standing up this time for the touchdown. And UTSA grabs the lead.
And that's a tone-setting drive. That's what you want coming out of the halftime locker room. Go down the field. And when you can take a couple cracks at it at the goal line, you got to like your chances. Even though they haven't run the ball well today, that's a good job of Henry staying on the ground, getting that thing in.
Only the 2nd rushing touchdown of the season for Henry. His other one came against Texas. 50-plus yard run. Sandell with the extra point. What a drive for the Roadrunners to start the 2nd half.
That's what they had to have. And they had that big pass play to Houston Thomas. That set it up. And that was all play action pass, empty in the backfield. And they were able to get a couple of nice little plays down inside the red zone there.
Now the highlight of the drive, the big pass to Houston Thomas, the up-and-coming tight end. And UTSA cashes in with Robert Henry. UTSA back in front. Owen McCown leads UTSA right down the field to start the second half. Roadrunners on top, 24-17. LD, you referenced it earlier, such a tough position replacing Frank Harris, the face of UTSA. It started last year. McCown started the bowl game, UTSA's first ever bowl win. Jeff Traylor says those two have similar intangibles. Last week after the loss to Rice, McCown's the one going around the locker room, checking on everybody, keeping his head held high. Hey, are you okay? We're going to be fine. We're going to get out of this.
And that's the intangible things to playing quarterback, right? You've got to be that extra guy to keep the morale up. They look to you for something. And McCown is taking that and gracefully showing that he can handle it.
So now it's Cam Fancher's turn here in the second half. A couple of touchdown runs, one from 76 yards. Got it out despite the torn ligaments in his foot that he suffered early in the game last week. Again, he's got the plate in his cleat for support. I mean, you'd never know that he's dealing with this injury based on how he's moved so far.
I mean, first of all, that just sounds painful, right? That's your foot. And then second of all, yes, you're exactly right. He looks, I know he's probably thinking he's probably a half a step slower, but to me, to the naked eye, he looks fantastic with his mobility.
Campbell the back to start. Fancher on the move and hits his target, Jabari Smith. Had only one catch the first 5 games, had 3 last week and a touchdown. And a first down grab there.
And so now you flip the script to the other side. This is an offense that struggled to pass the ball in the first half. And what do? Their first possession of the second half, take advantage of what the defense is doing on first down, throwing it open into the flat, keep the chains moving, keep this defense off balance.
Blitz off the edge. And Campbell able to squirt through the hole across the 40-yard line, picks up 3. And a man down for UTSA. It's Danye Taylor, the all-conference player at the money linebacker position, basically the nickel for UTSA, and the vocal leader of this defense.
You want to talk about a guy that has been through the good, the bad. That guy there has been through it all. You know, his brother played here a little bit before him, watched his brother kind of come up in the program. Now it's his turn, right?
Yeah, LD, we take another look. It was Taylor who was coming off the edge.
Well, it is. You just never know what happens. And even there now, he's taking on an offensive lineman. You never want that from your outside nickel back, running back or linebacker, but you don't know if it's just back or anything like that. I mean, everyone speculate, and it's got the concern. Coach Trader's out there checking on his guy as well.
It was Andre Lamas who threw the block for FAU.
It's 300 pounds versus 210.
Yeah,
that's physics. That don't typically go the way of the lighter person.
And Jeff Traylor and the training staff have been out there way too often. You could say the same for FAU here today. And key players, too, going down on both sides. He goes by Yeye. Donye Taylor. And UTSA certainly hopes that he can get back on the field very soon. It's like Davin Martin has taken his place here. 2nd and 7. Oh, Fancher! He is swallowed up. It was Martin coming off the edge, along with Brandon Brown right up the gut.
Yeah, this is just a busted assignment here. You're asking a tight end to block a smaller player. That's Devin Martin. He's the corner, just a little too fast right there for Wyatt Sullivan. And he's the first guy to make the quarterback get a little spooky. And then the rest of the defense came in and got it.
Sets up 3rd and 16.
And I wouldn't be so surprised here if the call gets a conservative call. Screen play, quarterback draw here.
Fancher steps up. Trying to pick up what he can. He crosses the 40. And he was about 7 yards away from the first down there. Jamal Ligon with the tackle. It's 4th down.
There's just some quarterbacks, Ted, that are fearless. Fancher is fearless. That's a losing effort there because you got to go a long way to go through some traffic. You've got to go through some bodies, but he sticks it in there and makes it respectable. It's 4th and 7. They've got to punt it away, but man, I'm telling you, he is tough as nails.
Logan Lupo, former walk-on, put on scholarship just before last season. On to punt.
Oh, that's a nice one there.
And Carpenter is drilled, and the flag comes out. Remember, we had this play in the first half. It's the other way around.
It's almost identical. It's almost the same play.
This time, FAU delivering the hit on a UTSA return man. It was C.J. Hurd.
15-yard penalty. First down.
All right, Ted, let's look at this. See what we got. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Again, very close. Very close, just like the other one. But
it's so close. How about Carpenter? He recognized he's about to get hit, and he kind of shields himself and still makes the catch. That's pretty good.
I will say, I think that one looks slightly cleaner.
Just a slight.
Than the play in the first half, where it was UTSA hitting Ford, the FAU return man. But kick-catch interference is the call, and Owen McCown and company have better field position. They start from the 28. Brandon Hyde Jr. dives ahead, tackled by Dunham after a gain of 4.
Well, you can already see that run game now on first down's a little bit different than what we saw in that first half. That's a nice 4-yard run to start it.
Count pulls it this time, and it's broken up by Dunham, diving in front of Houston Thomas.
Yeah, such good recognition by the safety. Dunham knows he's got to go a long way to make sure he gets that uncovered tight end, if you will, covered. It's a heck of a play.
So 3rd and 6. McCown shoots it and a drop. Jace Wilson was short of the sticks anyway in front of Antoine, but he couldn't bring it in, and UTSA will punt it away.
Yeah, just not a good drive there by the Roadrunners. You had a chance to try to extend this lead, try to do something. They've struggled in the 3rd quarter, and that's where they've gotten into the deep water. They've been outscored 52-17 in the 3rd quarter, and the Roadrunners just haven't found that consistency to continue with drives and get more points on the board.
Hogan sends it away to Fallord. Oh, and Fallord is crunched.
What are we doing, guys? What is going on?
Let's go over the rule together.
Man.
1 yard from the width of the shoulders, you have to give them that space to catch the punt.
This doesn't even need to be discussed. This is just, I just want to hit somebody. That's all that is. I just want to hit an exposed player that can't defend himself and not playing smart.
Man.
You can get guys hurt that way.
Kit catch interference. Kicking team number 37. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Ted, you've been around football a long time. How many times have you seen that penalty called in one game?
3 times. 3 times. I've never seen that.
You may see it called once, right?
Yeah.
Once, okay. Hey, you got a little aggression, but 3 times, man. Now, if they do it again, either side, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, man.
And that one was the most egregious.
That was really, oh.
You could at least have a conversation about the other 2. That one, So FAU ends up at the 42 starting here, down by a touchdown, midway 3rd quarter. Fancher, ball security, look out, able to tuck it in at the last moment against Denver Harris, and he picks up 3 yards.
All right, here we go. This is a coach left special, the defensive coordinator. He's sitting that corner. I thought they might do this a little bit more in the first half, but now you're seeing he's pulling it out. You do not want Fancher to get comfortable. You want him to get off his spots. And if you can flush him out to the right for a left-hand quarterback, you like your chances.
Mobley sheds 1 tackle, another. And Mobley with a nice run close to midfield to set up 3rd and 3. Ronald Triplett finally hauls him down.
That's a pretty nice run to at least just get it respectable here on 3rd down. 3rd and 3, you can handle that. And you still got pretty much everything in your playbook at your disposal.
FAU just 3 of 9 on 3rd down today. They're in the bottom 15 of the country, converting 3rd downs coming in.
All right, first look at the empty for the Owls on offense.
UTSA brings the blitz, and Fancher runs right into it. Vic Shaw, the redshirt freshman. He's got his first career sack. John Jones, the junior, was in there as well.
Well, a lot of times you go empty. It identifies where the pressure's coming from, but the offensive line not communicating up front. And you can see Jordan Church, he gets turned around. And once he turned around, that just gave an olay to Vic Shaw, to the quarterback. Miscommunication up front. That's been kind of the thing with this offensive line. Again, you've got 4 newcomers trying to learn to play together.
And what an encouraging result for that UTSA defense as Carpenter with the fair catch inside the 15. Some of those younger players coming through. Shaw and Jones making the play to give the Roadrunners the ball back. Owen McCown, UTSA's quarterback, grew up around the game. Dad, Josh, spent more than a decade and a half in the NFL. Josh even coached Owen at Rusk High School in East Texas. His brother Aiden, also a quarterback, freshman at Lamar University in Beaumont, part of the FCS. Those bloodlines are rich for sure as McCown hits Chris Carpenter to start this drive. And a first down across the 25 for the Roadrunners. Yeah, Owen McCown, we check out the family tree, LD. Josh McCown, more than a decade and a half. Luke, remember him, Louisiana Tech, decade in the league. Randy McCown, the last quarterback to lead Texas A&M to a conference title in 1998. And all three played for Jeff Traylor at Jacksonville High School. McCown, the deep ball. Carpenter's behind the defense. Oh, and McCown couldn't locate him. Had the step on Antoine.
Yeah, that's another one, right? Your receiver had a step on the defensive back. Got to lay that one out there. I like what he's trying to do. Throw it out there, let your guy run underneath it, and it's just a little bit too much. This time he's recognizing what the defense is doing. He's finding the matchups, and it's just a matter of getting this guy a chance to make a play on the ball.
Well, McCown started his college career at Colorado, pre-Deion Sanders, as Henry runs to the edge and picks up a couple. So he enters the portal after 1 year there in Boulder, and it was just a no-brainer to come here. So familiar with Jeff Traylor, considering he had coached his dad, and it's the right fit.
I think so, and that's a lot of why you see McCown pick the offense up so quickly. The nuances are still the same. The terminology may slightly change a little bit, but from time to time, the fabric of the offense is the same. It's what he's kind of come up in, and he has got this thing on lock, and he knows the ins and outs of this offense.
On third down, he's got Hardy in stride. Hardy had a touchdown in the first half. He's got a big gain here into FAU territory. Goggins finally tracks him down.
Yeah, this is man-to-man coverage. It's a nice little rub route. You rub the receiver open. Now it's just a matter of giving him a pass, and it turns into a foot race. That's the explosive plays we come to expect from the Roadrunners.
34-yard strike there. Now Overmeyer. Overmeyer had a touchdown himself in the first half. He's knocked out after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, when this offense is clicking, they put so much stress on the defense. You have to defend sideline to sideline. You can't get comfortable and say, yes, we're going to take this away, because when this offense is cooking, Justin Burks can find a way to exploit you, and we're seeing it here on this drive.
And McCown's using all the weapons, even without his top target, Devin McCune. Oh, got hit. Backwards pass. That's a fumble. It's scooped up by Wendell Fallord, and it's a touchdown for FAU. Come on. Did that just happen?
I don't even believe what I just saw.
What a play for the FAU defense.
I just bragged about how methodical, if you will, this offense was going down. It looked like a trick play, like they were going to throw a kind of a double pass. I don't think you needed to do that. There was no time for that. And, man, when that happens, watch the pressure up the middle. Here it is, bang. The middle of the defense, the pass goes back. And how about this defense? They look like they're about to get gashed. They look like they're about to give up another big play, but another turnover, the third turnover by the defense this afternoon.
And Suarez ties it up.
Oh, man. Boy, you talking about a swing, change of events, momentum. It looked like UTSA was going in to try to maybe separate, maybe put a haymaker on the Owls. But when you have these types of plays, and there he is, the big fella, that's Devontae Davis, big number 97. He just comes in here unblocked. You got to block this guy. And a negative play, Ted, the other way. This defense has been opportunistic. 2 takeaways by Jaden Williams. Now you got Phil Lord here. Wow.
And Henry, who was going to be the recipient of that backwards pass, played some quarterback in high school. Yeah. So you get the idea, but it ends up as a scoop and score for Wendell Fallord and the FAU defense. You want to talk about finding diamonds in the rough if you're a group of 5 school like FAU? How about Wendell Fallord, a transfer from NAIA Kaiser University in Fort Lauderdale? He was an All-American there at that level, won a national championship last year, and now in his 5th year of college football, he has stepped right in as the nickel, and he's made big plays every week.
I've been impressed. This defense, they were only +2 in the turnover margin coming in. That puts them kind of in the middle of the pack of the American. They were 6th to be exact. They had 6 interceptions. Now they're up to 8. And again, as far as fumble recoveries, they only had 5 coming in. Now that's 6, but you turn that into a touchdown. And so if you're UTSA, you're sitting here thinking, if we just protect the ball, we may have a 2-3 score lead in this game. But here we are fighting tooth and nail.
And in a brand new game here with under 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. McCown's pass deflected by Prince James Boyd, the 5th-year senior and transfer from Purdue.
Now, if you're on offense, you got to get back in that mindset, right? You got to get back to where we were the last 2 drives. I thought that's the best they've looked tonight, if you will. The last 2 drives minus the turnover. They've got to get back into that attack mode. They can't sit here and say, oh my gosh, what had happened? They got to get back to attacking.
Now the toss to Brandon High. And High finds a little bit of room out across the 30-yard line. So 3rd down and 3 on the way.
Nice outside run there. The offensive line, they're big, but they can also run. And you can see Kamari Missouri, the left tackle, 55, Demetrius Allen, the left guard. These guys are big, but they can get out and put their hands on you.
McCown off balance, able to hit his target. Houston Thomas at the 1st down and dragging defenders to the 44.
Well, if you're going to play quarterback, you got to throw all platform. Here it is. He wanted to go out to the flat to Brandon High, but he saw at the corner of his eyes his tight end, the safety valve in the middle of the defense, wide open. Yeah, here's this look, Ted. You got a 2 safety look. More times than not, you think the middle of the field could be open.
McCown bails out of the pocket. On the run, downfield for McCoy. Couldn't come up with it. Goggins, the sophomore corner, was back there for FAU.
Yeah, that's an excellent job by Goggins to recover because he was beat. He was beat on this play. And McCown didn't see it until late. And right now, you've got that old frantic look as a defensive back, and that pass actually should have been caught. But it hit McCoy in the hands, and he just dropped it. Oh, man.
So 2nd and 10 for UTSA. Screen for Hardy. And a pickup of about 4, so 3rd and 6 as Fallord makes the tackle. UTSA staring down another 3rd down LD. They're 8 of 13 today. It came in struggling so much.
Yeah, they've been a lot better today. Now you got to come up with that play. This is one of those kind of awkward down and distances here. It typically favors the offense, but the defense can get a little exotic too.
Just a 4-man rush though, and McCown is still sacked. He is sandwiched. Marlon Bradley was in there for FAU. And a big loss on the play.
Yeah, they've had, he's becoming a problem. Watch number 95 flash. And he's matched up against a very good offensive lineman, but he's been unblockable. He's had a couple of plays. He flashed in the first half, and here at the biggest time, coming up and getting a sack on the QB.
LD, that's the 4th sack of the game for the FAU defense. Coming in, the Owls had only 5 sacks in their first 6 games, tied for the 2nd fewest in the nation.
Hey, sometimes you go up against an offensive line that's got some guys hurt. You can get right as a defensive line unit.
Well, Fallord is allowed to make the catch this time. You wondered for a second.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
You know Fallord was thinking about it.
Hold your breath for a little bit.
Able to bring it in at the 10. So FAU has it. Final minute of this third quarter. After coming up with the stop on defense.
Yeah, you just got to play. It's not always going to be pretty in the course of a game, and I think both these two teams are a testament to that. Indeed, it's not going to be pretty. We just got to come out here and be 1 point better than the opposition, and that's the mindset that you have to take. We got to do whatever it takes now as we get deep into this game, as we approach the fourth quarter. We just got to play the game that's out there on the field.
Campbell able to shrug off one defender. He's out of bounds inside the 10. So again, final minute of this third quarter, having some technical difficulties with our down in distance and other elements on our score bug. It'll be 2nd and 8 for FAU here after Jamarius Davis made the tackle. Davis filling in for Ken Robinson, who was hurt near the end of the first half for UTSA. Mobley goes in motion. Give it to Campbell again. Hit right at the line and picks up a yard, maybe 2. So 3rd and 6 coming up. And most likely on the other side of the break here. On to the fourth quarter here in San Antonio. In a tie game, 2 teams searching for their first conference wins of the season. FAU and UTSA tied up at 24 as they try to apply jumper cables to their season here today in the Alamo City. We welcome you back to the American on ESPN+. We start the fourth quarter in San Antonio, tie game. FAU, UTSA, Ted Emmerich, LaDarren McClain, our entire crew. Yep, the sign. Let's go. 210, the area code here in San Antonio as they take on Cam Fancher and the Owls from the 5-6-1 in Boca Raton. 3rd and 6 for FAU to start the fourth. Owls just 3 of 10 on 3rd down. Fancher escaping and incomplete. Receiver stepped out of bounds anyway. Marlon Johnson was trying to come back to the football against Tyan Milton, and FAU to punt.
Hey, now you're starting to see this defense bring a little pressure. You saw Owen Pee-wee. He's the first guy on the outside. He didn't get home. And then you see Taylor come in and clean things up and make him get rid of that pass. That's a great defensive stand by the Roadrunners, giving their offense a chance for some decent field position here.
A good sign for UTSA.
Good to see
Taylor back on the field after the injury earlier in the half. Lupo spirals it. And Carpenter with the fair catch. UTSA will have great field position here, starting from their own 38. Then the play that really turned things here for FAU was that fumble return for a score by Wendell Fullord. McCown was ready to throw it back to Robert Henry on the halfback pass. Never got there because McCown got lit up by Devontae Davis, and Fullord had the scoop and score.
Yeah, and I know they were trying to go for the knockout punch, but man, they had this offense rolling. Now they've got to try to find that magic again, get some continuity, be consistent, be methodical in how you're wanting to attack the defense.
Count underneath, flag down as McCoy takes it. Oh, is he staying in bounds? No, ruled out at the 50, and there's a flag down near the line of scrimmage anyway.
Legal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, that's just attention to detail type thing. You got to have 4 in the backfield, 7 on the line of scrimmage. You can see that there. That tight end has got to be off a little bit, or at least be all the way on, I should say.
You know, penalties have been such an issue for UTSA all year. 4th most in the country coming in. It's just their 4th penalty today. That's an improvement. McCown hits Carpenter and struggling ahead to the 40-yard line. Picks up 7 there.
I think Carpenter's had a nice game today. I think he's been able to attack the zone defenses. That's his at 4 for 52 yards. And a nice compliment in the passing game.
Cardenas, the big tight end, in motion. Count drifting, dumps it off. Barnes, and taken down right near the line of scrimmage. Picked up a yard, in fact, so it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, credit the defense there. They took away one of the first options that they were trying to do. I think McCown was trying to go to Houston Thomas, the tight end. He was in the slot. He was running a corner route, but that defense sat. Made the quarterback have to check it down.
Roadrunners better than 50% on 3rd down today, 8 of 14. But they need 7 here. Here's the blitz. McCown to Jace Wilson. And Wilson made his man miss and picks up the first down. C.J. Hurd made the tackle. What a move by the redshirt sophomore Wilson.
You got to recognize who's hot. When they go an all-out blitz, these receivers have got to cut these routes off. Jace Wilson does that, makes the catch, but also breaks a tackle. And that's what you have to do. When you recognize it's man coverage, if you can make a guy miss, you've got some yards after the catch there.
Remember Jalen Wilson, the Big 12 Player of the Year at Kansas a few years ago? Jace's younger brother. Henry picking his way. Oh, the sidestep. Henry still going inside the 30. Best run of the day by far to the 25.
This kid's got some shake and bake. Here they go. They bring the tackle and they bring the backside tight end. And it's a power play inside. Oh, it really cashed this defense, but you can see that ability there from Robert Henry
And goes for 24 there. Feed him again. And this time, FAU diagnoses it well. They limit Henry to a yard.
You don't want your quarterback to be the leading rusher. He was that last week. That's never a good sign in any offense. You just want the quarterback to have some complimentary runs, but they've got to establish somebody in that backfield to be that lead back and take this load, keep this offense, more importantly, keep the defenses honest.
McCown off his back foot and incomplete off the back of Jackson Ambush as Henry running that wheel route out of the backfield was the target.
I think this is one of those old Tim Tebow plays. You come up, you fake the quarterback draw, kind of a play action look, and then you just hit the defense over the top. But Jackson Ambush is there, stride for stride with the running back.
And it's 3rd and long again for UTSA. The run might be in play here to set up a 4th and manageable if FAU isn't ready for it. McCown to the air. And Carpenter hits the turf. No flag. Incomplete.
Oh, boy.
Dunham had the assignment for FAU. The fans don't like it here. Thumbs down from Dunham.
Oh, let's take a look. Okay, you're running the corner route. It's always a good sign. And, man,
there's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, I don't think that's – I think it's a good call. I agree.
11:26. Thank you.
Yeah, it was the right non-call there. They adjust the clock to 11:26 and a 42-yard try for Tate Sandell, who hit from 45 and 52 last week against Rice. And the sophomore drills it here. UTSA has the lead again. Roadrunners seize the lead with a 42-yard field goal by Tate Sandell, 27-24, early fourth quarter. Ted Everett with Derek McClain, our entire crew. Honestly, a win for that FAU defense to get the stop in the end to make the drive stall.
Yeah, 100%. They did what they had to do. It was kind of reminiscent of that first drive of the game by UTSA. UTSA looked good, moved up and down the field, and was held to a field goal attempt. So right now, it's FAU's turn to see what they have in return ball.
And another touchback off the foot of Sandell. Both teams last week were punched in the gut and left sucking wind. FAU in the rain at home against North Texas. 58 seconds left. Chandler Morris to DT Sheffield for the go-ahead touchdown and a 41-37 win for the Mean Green. UTSA final seconds. E.J. Warner to Matt Sykes. Deflected by Zay Frazier. Sykes still came down with it somehow. And Rice winning it 29-27. And here both teams are in another close game. They both know the road to bowl eligibility really begins today. Both have to win for their last six. Fancher in trouble. He is sacked. Darting in for UTSA was Bryce Grays.
And now they're going to the depth of this defense. He's one of these backup outside linebackers, kind of built like a safety. And Ted, I'm telling you, they had no clue where Bryce Grays was because he goes in there untouched, right to the quarterback for a sack.
A loss of 13. Second and forever, and Fancher tried to drop it off, and that's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen for C.J. Campbell. Man, I'll tell you what, LD, and Campbell, it's such a big game last week. He hasn't gotten anything going today.
Yeah, credit this defense. It's kind of neutralized his ability in the run game, and even in, coming out of the backfield as a receiver, he only had 16 receptions coming in, which is pretty good for a running back. Now this offense has got to be careful. Still plenty of time. You don't have to get everything on this play. It is okay to punt the football. You just don't want to make a bigger mistake on your own end.
FAU just 3 of 11. On third down, 23 yards needed. Oh, Fancher! How dangerous was that? That's going to be incomplete. It's ruled incomplete. Danye Taylor celebrating, but it's an incomplete pass. Not a touchdown.
Oh, man. That was disaster averted because this is what you don't want to have happen. You don't want to make these mistakes down here. You've got to be extra careful with the ball. Clearly an incomplete pass. The ball going forward. That's a great call by the officials, but, man, it could have been easily an interception going the other way.
Christian Clayton, who's playing in his 61st career game and making his second career start. They've come in back-to-back weeks for the injured Joe Evans. Made the hit there on Fancher. Lupo's kick is blocked. It lands near the 25, bounces forward. Alpha Khan blocked it for UTSA. There's your tide-turning play for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, here it is. They do the rugby-style kick, and he just kicks it into the back of his personal protector. That's all it is. Ted, watch this. He's stepping up right in the back. Oh, my gosh. I've never been a big proponent of the rugby-style kick because the guys blocking for you have no clue where you are, and he kicks it in the back of his own teammate. Oh, my goodness.
LD Cameron Cooper, also wearing 23 like Khan, was the one who was rushing there, and Lupo just kicked it right in the back of his protector. Henry gets dropped in the backfield.
Hello, Phil Lord.
And a loss of a yard there.
And you want to talk about coming up and making a play. How about that for this defense? I think both of these defenses have played solid football today, considering the situations they've been put in. Short field sometimes with these offenses, that's tough to do for the defense.
McCown steps up. He's got room. Trying to get around C.J. Hurd, who wraps him up inside the 20.
Here it is. Let's see. Yes, it is a design quarterback draw. You see those offensive linemen blocking it, and they go upfield. All about the timing. When you call screens, when you call draws, it's the timing when you do that. And you do that to neutralize the pass rush. Gives them a chance here on third down.
Roadrunners need 3. They're 9 of 16 on third down today. Henry, the cutback, and the first down. Oh, what a move in the hole there by Robert Henry, who takes it down to the 12.
Yeah, now we're starting to see these runs that went for almost negative yards. They're starting to turn into some nice gains. Great vision there by Robert Henry to keep his peripheral out the back door and get the first down.
Approaching the 9-minute mark here. UTSA up 3. Henry again. The cut, spin, and a 2-yard gain to the 10.
Yeah, if you're FAU, you got to make sure you hold them to 3 here. A touchdown, especially now the time is going to be against you by the time you get the ball back. This offense, they're not built to come back from too much from behind, so you got to make sure you keep it within striking distance. It's a 1-score game.
UTSA very methodical now. High checks in at running back. McCown, incomplete. Carpenter trying to stretch out against Philip Dunham.
Oh, man, this is a perfect pass. This is one of the harder throws to make because you got to pull your receiver away because that defensive back is looking to undercut that throw. You've got to pull your receiver open, so to speak. Tough catch by the receiver, but nonetheless, still a very good pass in that situation.
That was a good ball. Only Carpenter could have come up with
Absolutely.
that.
And that's what you want. You want to protect your guys, but you also want to throw it out of harm's way.
Now 3rd and 8. Play clock running down. And get it away. Here comes the blitz. McCown off his back foot, basically throwing it away. Had to get rid of it with the pocket crumbling. And Thomas was in the area. 4th down, another field goal attempt on the way.
Yeah, they go to that 12 personnel. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, 1 running back. But the tight end, in this case, is like a wide receiver. However, Wendell Phillord is out there covering him. And that's a matchup in favor of the Owls.
Sandell just hit from 42, this from 28. And Sandell nails the chip shot. He doubles the UTSA lead with 8 minutes to play. FAU does limit the Roadrunners to 3. But UTSA still comes up with points after Logan Lupo's punt was blocked. Homecoming for UTSA here in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome. 8 minutes to play. Roadrunners up by 6 now with another field goal by Tate Sandell. Both of these schools, relatively young college football programs. FAU had the 10-year head start. Both FAU and UTSA started their programs with coaching legends who won national titles at Miami. Howard Schnellenberger at FAU, Larry Coker at UTSA, and both now LD in their second year in the American.
Yeah, it's incredible. A lot of their battles, like you just mentioned, they were in the Conference USA. And so these two teams are very familiar. You know, FAU, Lane Kiffin was there not too long ago as their head coach, taking them to different heights there. So both these programs, like you mentioned, young, they've gotten a great history in a short amount of time.
Sandell boots it away, and it results in another touchback. So 8 minutes to play here for FAU. You know, Cam Fancher has been brilliant, right? Especially on the ground, dealing with the torn ligaments in his foot, playing through that. He numbed the pain to be able to play. Through the air, it has been a stark contrast today compared to last week against North Texas. Just 6 of 15, 68 yards. You wonder, again, without Amari Hayes, his leading receiver, what he can cobble together now.
And now you worry, Ted, or you wonder who can step up and help him, because he can't do it by himself. Now, this offensive line has got to communicate. They've had a couple of breakdowns and some easy sacks for the Roadrunners.
Fancher trying to step up in the pocket, and he's pulled down. A sack by UTSA and Jamie and Buxton.
Yeah, here it is. When a quarterback, we used to call it seeing ghost. When you see a ghost, that means you take your eyes off the receivers and you start looking at the pass rush. That's a cardinal sin to play quarterback, and now you're starting to see the quarterback. Now he's trying to elude the rush, and this pressure is relentless. They've turned it up here a notch in this second half.
Fancher connects with Wyatt Sullivan, the tight end, knocked out by Jermarius Davis. Got back to close to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 3rd and long.
To me, that's a good pass by Fancher, because now you got to get it reset, and a completion can do that for a quarterback, but you got to have some protection up front. You got to anticipate a blitz coming from somewhere. That's why you got to count these guys out, and as the quarterback, you have to be responsible for a secondary blitz. That's your guy.
Let's see if UTSA brings the heat this time. Just a 3-man rush. Fancher over the top. Incomplete. Caleb Coombs was back there, but he was in a crowd. Davis and Taylor there for UTSA. 4th down.
Just know where to go with the football on that play. They kind of changed up the look. They looked like they might bring pressure, but they dropped back in coverage, and everybody was accounted for. Nothing to do there.
See if Lupo can get it away this time for FAU as Carpenter awaits, and just did. Carpenter has a chance at a return, and he gets smacked at the 38 by Jarrett Geralds.
That punt looked like a pass.
Line drive, right?
Like a line drive.
Timeout. Owen McCown and UTSA up 6. And they've got the ball. Late stages in San Antonio. UTSA as up-tempo on offense as anybody in America. In fact, coming in, they led the country in plays per game. LDs, so far this season, that really hadn't translated to production. Nearly last in the American in scoring. Different story today.
It's totally different. And those 80 plays, I'm telling you what, I've been on teams. It took us three games to get 80 plays out.
On first down, it's Brandon High, knocked down just short of the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 11, 6:16 to go, 6-point lead. UTSA hasn't been able to put together much of a running game all day. You wonder if they can do it here in that kind of situation.
Boy, it just shows you the difference in the years. This is where UTSA would just salt the game away. Now they've got to find different ways and creative ways. And sometimes the lateral passing game can get it.
And McCown takes to the air here on 2nd down, or will he? Tucking it and running. And McCown with a gain of 3 or 4 as Wendell Fallord lassos him.
Yeah, this is just a football player making a play. He feels the pressure, steps up. Great pocket presence, by the way. And now he's just trying to get what he can get. And I've always felt like he's not the runner that you just want to run after play after play. You just need him to make a play every now and then. Got to keep your quarterback out of harm's way if you can.
Got to make a play here on 3rd and 7. FAU crowds the line. Here they come. It's picked up. And McCown's pass is on point. Houston Thomas with Fallord all over him makes the catch for the first down.
And you got to be able to go against man coverage. Here it is. He almost falls down, but Houston Thomas, a big-bodied receiver, excellent hands. You've got Fallord over the top of him, and he snags it in there. That's what you got to do, because these defenses are going to play man, especially at this level. You got to have routes that can beat it and players that go get the ball.
McCown has just surpassed his career high, 341 yards now. There's not much there on the first down run for High. Now under 4.5 to go. Both teams, all 3 timeouts remaining. She got the 2-minute timeout as well.
You see how the tempo is just now slowed down. We're going to wait till the play clock maybe gets under 10 seconds before we snap it. You want to leave yourself a little extra time. You don't want to get a delay penalty here, but you want to run this down under 10.
Give it to High again. He's got a lane and a first down inside the 35. High, the biggest back for UTSA at 215 pounds, just knifed through for a big gain.
Yeah, here it is. Great blocking. It's just a power running again. They pull Cardenas. He comes in, does a kick-out block, and then you've got C.J. James, who I think is one of the best centers in the American Conference. He does an excellent job of eliminating the defensive lineman, Jaden Willer. And then Hyde just hits that thing 100 miles an hour. There's Corey gotten it too.
LD, that's saying a lot because their projected starter, Luke Lopez, went down to a rotator cuff injury in the preseason. C.J. James has stepped right in as High picks up 3 yards here.
Well, that's a nice run. This offense looked bleak running the ball. Now they're over 14 yards rushing, but McCown again showing you some talent with that arm. I mean, he's been able, and if you take the 2 interceptions off, he's almost nearly perfect in this game. He knows exactly where to go to the football, and the quarterback is going to go through that from time to time. You're going to have those plays where you're just saying, what is he doing? He continues to fight in this game.
This play will take us to the 2-minute timeout if it's inbounds, and McCown finds Carpenter. Knocked down right there by Bugs Brown, and FAU actually calls a timeout. So the Owls don't let it roll down to the 2-minute timeout.
Their first 30 seconds.
They use one of their 3 timeouts here with 2:32 to go.
2 minutes and 33 seconds.
We'll add a second. Well, there's a reason Jeff Traylor interviewed for the Texas A&M job last November. He has done a terrific job of elevating this program in his now 5 years. LD, you have seen this program just about every week. The run in Conference USA. Last year, they were in the hunt, their first year in the American.
You know, he just brings a different mindset to the program, and he's established some run rules, and you've got to be tough. It's kind of like their triangle of toughness, right? You got to be tough, got to run the ball. And he keeps the basics simple. And you create the players or recruit the players that can kind of do your plan. You can build a program, and he's done it the right way. I kidded with you before the game. Every time I talk to Coach Traylor, I feel like I wish I had a year eligibility left because I would run through a wall for this guy, and I'm sure what the players feel the same way too.
3rd and 8 now, out of the timeout. And it's High getting 3. Brandon High dives for the touchdown. Brandon High trying to put this game on ice on the Roadrunners homecoming.
Boy, that might be game right there. Blouses. There it is. You've been running the game, or running here in this second half. You've been chipping away. Here's your big run. This is what you got to do to salt these games away. How about the big fella? He's trucking, great blocking up front. You see these offensive linemen. They're looking for somebody to block, but the damage is already done. And when you can get your running back into the next level, boy, that's the old way the Roadrunners used to salt these games away, and that's a good sign here at UTSA.
And the Roadrunners call a timeout here. Another luchador in the crowd. Brandon High with his 3rd touchdown run of the season. Finally, the Roadrunners finding some cracks in that FAU run defense today.
Yeah, you see the misdirection. You've got bodies going everywhere. You see Jalen Garth, big number 71. He's the right tackle. He's just trying to find anybody, but the defense is blocked so well that it's now just turned into a foot race for Brandon High. Boy, that's a big-time play. And credit the coaching staff to stick to the run game, not abandon it. Keep trying to chip away, and we feel like we can bust a big one.
And LD, you see the tablets on the sideline. That's new this year in college football. I just replay that. If I'm Brandon, I'm just watching that on repeat, on a loop.
Yeah.
Let me see that again. So out of the timeout, UTSA going for 2 here to make it a 14-point lead. Smart move here for the Roadrunners. McCown, the pirouette. He fires, and it's intercepted off the tip.
That's going to be a flag. That is what we're trying to take out of the game. That is 100% targeting. One, it's roughing the passer, if anything, but man, I'm telling you, they went right for McCown's head.
Flag is down right there at the 9.
The ruling on the field, the trial is no good. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 3. Penalty enforced half the distance to the goal. Attempt for try.
Yeah, so Eddie Williams gets flagged there, LD. You called it for roughing the passer.
I'm not so shocked. I'm shocked they don't stop this and review it. Watch the head go back. That was a little high hit. Usually they stop it and kind of review it just to make sure, but make no mistake about it. It's roughing the passer. You get a second chance here.
And he's in that defenseless position.
Yeah.
You're not looking for crown of the helmet in that case. That forcible hit to the head or neck area.
Further review for potential targeting.
And there it is, Darryl DeBerry. To your point, LD, we're going to have a review here. See if it was, in fact, targeting on Eddie Williams. And that would be big if Williams is called for targeting in this case. He has to miss the first half of FAU's game next week, or the following game after their bye week against USF.
Yeah, I think Coach Traylor's sitting there saying, hey guys, we trying to take this out the game. Right there at the head, it's above the neck more than anything. Defenseless player, you come in high. Even when you slow it down like that, his forearm does hit the first, like the breastplate of the shoulder pads just below the neck. So yes, probably not going to be a targeting, but you have to stop it and examine it and look at it.
The roughing the passer will stand no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a matter of, Eddie Williams is going to have to be ejected with 2:25 left in the game and affect the next game that they play, like you mentioned. This game's had a little bit of everything. I mean, we have, oh man. I gotta credit both these clubs to come in. You know, it looked bleak. You know, you come in 2-4, 0-2 in conference. It's easy to pack it in, but they have battled here this afternoon.
After further review, there is no targeting on the play. Number 3 can remain in the game.
Yeah. Okay. Great point by ULD. Again, when you're able to slow it down again, you want to get it right. Yes, it was still roughing the passer, but not targeting, even though it seemed to have a hint of that in real time. So Williams can stay in, but again, with the roughing the passer call, UTSA moves it closer on this 2-point try to make it a 14-point lead.
You know, I always like plays that has the defense to chase, meaning that you've got to have your receivers at the top here come all the way across the formation. Now, when you do that, you got to have time to let that develop. It gets packed down there. Again, the end zone is an extra defender because the boundary becomes kind of that extra defender, if you will.
Just give it to Robert Henry for 2.
Yeah, that works right there. Yeah, this one you just got hat on hat. You see the down block, even the tight ends down blocking it, and that's a wrap at that point.
You know, when we talked with Jeff Traylor on Wednesday, he was as sullen, I think, as I have ever heard him, because not just with the loss to Rice last week and how that went down, the touchdown pass in the final seconds, all the injuries that have piled up. And he wondered, would this team just crumble? Would it splinter? Would it fall apart? And he felt like, well, so far early in the week, practice is okay. And here they are coming out, and they're up 14 with 2:25 to play. They've responded.
I think they have responded. And, yeah, it's year to your proposition. You just don't know what team you got until the fire gets hot. And sometimes he can expose you, and sometimes you can find who rises to the top. And I think he's found some players that he could continue to go to war with in this season. This season is not lost. There's still a lot to play for, but you had to take care of business here today.
Short kick this time. Terrell on the return and knocked down short of the 25. Now, this UTSA defense, LD, has shut out FAU's offense in the second half. The only points coming from the fumble return for a touchdown by Wendell Fullord.
Yeah, I think the defense has played to their standards. They've always been able to take the ball away. They've always been able to sack the quarterback, and that's what they've done today. They put this quarterback, who hasn't seen a lot at the college level, they've given him some looks to make him hesitate, and this has always been a staple under Coach Traylor. Special teams play, but relentless pursuit by the defensive front is the staple of the UTSA football.
Fancher eludes. And the pass is caught. I don't know if Coombs was really the target. He was behind Sullivan, but he does come down with it for the first down.
They will take it, Ted. You will take it any way you can get it.
And that brings us to the 2-minute timeout / warning.
This is the
2-touchdown deficit for Tom Herman's team. You know it. If you're a fan of FAU, UTSA, any school in the America, you keep it right here on ESPN Plus, the home of 40-plus college football games this fall, 200-plus Olympic sports, including conference championships, and don't forget about All-American every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern, here on ESPN Plus. FAU down 2 touchdowns, 2 minutes to go, 2 timeouts left. They got to hurry. They got to score right now, basically. And Fancher hits Coombs inbounds at the 47 with Danye Taylor lurking. And man down for UTSA behind the play, well behind it, is Ronald Triplett.
He's been banged up a little bit in this game to begin with, and always not a good sign. He's reaching for that shoulder, yeah. More times than not, it's one of those stingers.
We asked Jeff Traylor this week about all the injuries that have piled up.
Timeout on the field for a defense injury. The clock was running under 2 minutes. This qualifies for a 10-second subtraction. FAU has declined the 10-second subtraction.
I would say so, considering the situation. And so we'll take another look here at Triplett.
Here it is at the bottom of your screen. He does a nice little swim technique, and see that arm gets a little bit hung up there. These guys are so big and they're so fast. A little movement to our naked eye could mean a ton to these big physical athletes.
And so, LD, Traylor is searching for answers. Why are we so banged up? And he really thinks part of the reason is UTSA just doesn't have the facilities or the framework of your typical FBS college football program. He told us there's no training table. There's no nutritionist on staff to help manage and elevate every player to peak performance throughout the season.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. You know, playing at this level, the toll it takes physically on your bodies. And again, the game has evolved so much. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster. You got to have ways for them to recover. You got to have ways to cultivate them to be healthy.
Fancher trying to step up. Man, he's been under duress all day. Now running for it and wrapped up at midfield by Brevin Randall.
Hey, I'm tell you something. Brevin Randall came clear across the field. He got shot out of a cannon. Hey, you just hope Fancher's okay.
Man, no kidding.
Watch this. Look at number 11. He's just flashing, sprinting to get over there. And there's that hit. Man, they might review that, Ted. Oh, watch Jamarius Lewis comes in. He does hit the head with the shoulder.
Boy, he does, man.
Yeah. He may stop and look at this one. Here's a great angle. This is going to be the best angle. Glad to see Fancher get up, but man, he takes one right on the head.
It was an offensive injury on the play. Clock running. FAU is taking their second timeout to avoid the 10-second subtraction. 30 seconds.
Yeah, so the Owls burn one of their last 2 timeouts to avoid the 10-second runoff with the injury to Fancher. Another look here.
Man, here comes Lewis right there. Oh my gosh, I think that's the textbook targeting play to the head.
You know, they're always, man, they're looking for the indicator, and again, that lowering of the shoulder and that elbow to the head.
Wow. Okay.
Man. Again, Tom Herman, Charlie Fry, the coaches for FAU last night told us that there's nobody tougher on our team than Cam Fancher. He has proven that this week. The fact that he has been able to play despite the turf toe. And with Fancher coming out, here's Kason Wiseman, who FAU wondered if he would be the starter coming in. A redshirt freshman, transfer from Colorado, one-time Kansas commit. Saw most of his action against Wagner 3 weeks ago. And on 3rd and a yard, FAU picks up the first down with Zuberi Mobley.
Yeah, that's a tough situation in the game for the quarterback to come in. Now you're asked to do a lot. Now you're going to have to put the ball up. I don't think you continue to run. They just want to get that first down.
Wiseman, the shovel at the last moment to Mobley. Creative there. Picks up 7 yards there.
That's the thing in this game. It's unlike baseball. You bring a reliever into the game. You got time to warm up. As a quarterback, you got to jump right into the game. You got to get right into the fire. You got these big bodies going around you. It just shows you there Wiseman kind of calming himself and just trying to make a play there.
Thank you.
Well, the counterpart for Fancher and Wiseman, Owen McCown, UTSA's quarterback. What a day he put together, LD.
Yeah, I thought he's been so accurate. That ball gets out on time, and he's able to give his guys a chance to just catch it and run. Decision making, he's always been really good at that. He's been able to put the play, his teammates on the right play, and I think he throws one of the better back shoulder fades that you'll see. Again, when you've got the pedigree in the family, a lot of this stuff comes quite natural, and he's showing you today the whole arsenal, tough as nails also.
Owen McCown, our Memphis Tourism Player of the Game. Career high, 340 yards to go with the 2 touchdown passes. Able to put the turnovers in the rearview mirror. As UTSA is a minute 23 away from their first conference win of the year. Blitz, Wiseman is taken down. Could not escape Owen Pee-wee.
I don't think this offense has really found an answer for that. There's been a guy running free this entire second half, no matter what the quarterback is, Ted. And again, it's an unfortunate spot for Wiseman. He's been sitting on the sideline. Now he's got to come in and try to make a play when you've got an unblocked linebacker coming to sack you.
It's a season high 7 sacks for the Roadrunners defense. 3rd and 19. Wiseman fires, incomplete. Henry the target, flag down in the backfield.
Maybe it gets some
Personal
yards here,
foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 8, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Yeah, here they are. They're trying to get home, and Robinson comes in.
I mean, he hit the helmet there. They're going to call that, LD.
Did he hit the helmet?
I think he came down with his hand on Wiseman's helmet.
I was thinking he hit the shoulder pad, but yeah.
Now, Pee-wee had the sack earlier. They called this on Jamori Robinson. So first down with 36 seconds to play. FAU is out of timeouts. Wiseman being chased again, thrown across his body. Did Pee-wee get in bounds for the pick? Officials confer. Incomplete pass.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Pee-wee that close to his second interception of the season.
Yeah, these linebackers move like secondary guys. Watch the action here. Pee-wee trying to snag it. Now,
out of bounds.
Almost. That's why those guys play defense, right?
The previous play of incomplete pass is under further review.
Just what we need with 27 seconds
Hey,
left.
this should take no time. That's the easiest one to make a call on.
Let's just take another look, why don't we?
That's it. I think his whole foot is out of bounds.
Yes, I agree. I mean, the only question there, did he drag the right foot with control of the ball before the left landed out? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, right? I think that left foot goes out first there. Drag. Now, I'll give him some credit. I talked about Kidded, that's why he's on defense, but that's actually a pretty good effort. For him to be cognizant of it, to at least try to drag that foot. That's a pretty good effort.
And that freeze frame might make a compelling case.
Is it down though? That's
right.
the thing. Is it down?
Well, now you see the
Ooh, that's close.
You see
That's
the tire
closer.
pellets now.
That's closer than I thought, boy.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's tough. Is it indisputable?
Hey,
Doesn't matter. It matters to Owen Pee-wee.
yeah, he's trying to get that pick.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course.
he's trying to, already got one interception on the season. I would want that job right there, though. Yeah, I mean, especially if it's just one of those things that you're just not really sure. You got to go look at this little bitty monitor. You know, at least we can come up here and speculate. It doesn't mean anything if we make a decision.
Yeah, you're on TV. Get the birds up. Yeah, Owen Pee-wee, redshirt sophomore from Katy, Texas, near Houston. He's the youngest player for UTSA to earn a single digit. This is such a cool thing about this program.
Yeah.
LD, you're well aware. They have the triangle of toughness and their cultural pillars. Before every season, every player votes on who embodies that the most. Boy, Owen Pee-wee might have the pick after all based on that reaction. And so the top vote getters earned the 210, right? The area code of San Antonio, 0, 1, and 2. But Owen Pee-wee to wear the number 9, that says so much about him. Let's get the word.
Review. The defensive player had firm control inbound for interception. First down, UTSA.
And that is the exclamation point for UTSA. Owen Pee-wee, give him the sledgehammer. No, it's not dinner time. But he is banging the triangle.
I want to know where they got Thor's hammer from. That big old hammer. There it is.
On the field, this is what the triangle of toughness is about. Running the ball, physicality on defense, being sound on special teams. Checked a lot of boxes here today.
They checked a lot of boxes and just pure grit. I mean, everything's stacked against you. You're coming in wounded. You got to find a way to just get the W. No matter what it looks like, you just want to come out of here with a W.
It's a breakthrough win and a happy homecoming for Jeff Traylor and UTSA. 38-24 over FAU, and the Roadrunners have their first conference win of the season. LD, your final thoughts.
Hey, I thought these two teams came out and showed grit on both sides. It was just a matter who could really survive in the deep parts of the game, and the Roadrunners certainly did that. They made a couple more plays than did the Owls. The Owls certainly have a chance to keep this thing going also.
3-4 feels pretty good right about now for UTSA, considering all they have endured injury-wise. They're on the road to bowl eligibility, they hope, down the stretch. Thanks so much for joining us today here in San Antonio. That'll do it for LaDarren McClain and our entire crew. This is Ted Emmerich saying so long.